Hey, folks, we are live. And I had my special guest on a minute ago and lost them. I'm getting ready to get on the phone and get them back. Hey, Randall. How you doing, buddy? We're getting ready to talk some football, but I lost my guest. I got to get him back. Hey, buddy. I lost you. All right. So, that's odd. Anyway, let me do a little talking here. We'll wait for people to come in and we'll wait. Oh, there he is. You ready to come in, Greg? Getting ready to add you to the stream. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready to go. All right.
Getting ready to add
There's
you to
the man.
Give
My
me a
buddy.
thumbs up. Ready to go.
All
right. Get ready to add
There's
you to the man.
Greg, what you might want to do is turn down the volume on. Are you logged into live stream?
There's the man. Greg, what you might want to do is turn down the volume on.
I would turn the YouTube volume down.
Logged into live stream.
Hold on. Is that better?
Yeah. Having the I should have told you to have the YouTube volume turned down. So yeah, Randall, we're working out technical issues over here, and first time I've ever tried to do a live stream with someone else. So we got my buddy Greg Callahan, aka the Chieftain. We've known each other since college. We used to post a lot on NFL message boards and create as much havoc and as we could doing that. And so I'm excited to have him on here as we roll through these. I roll through my predictions on the games, and Greg gives his input and predictions. And this I'm really looking forward to. This should be a good time. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started. Randall, feel free to send us your comments if you agree or disagree with us on any of these games. We'll just let me talk about last week. I don't know if I should be doing picks because I was a miserable 8-8 last week picking games, but hey, it's week 1 and there were no preseason games to base anything off of, and that's my excuse. Hopefully I'll do better this week. And because that last week was garbage picking. So I record all of my picks on I've got a Yahoo Pick'em League going, and so they're all there for the record. I did pick the Browns over the Bengals the other night. Browns handled them pretty good, I guess, but wasn't really excited about the game. Couldn't watch it here anyway. It just I have AT&T and there's no NFL Network and no watching Thursday night games. So, all right. So we're going to start with Sunday's games and start going through those. First game up, Giants at Bears. Yeah, I'm looking at this. I like the Bears in this game. I think they've got solid defense. When Trubisky shows up, they're awfully tough to beat. This is in Chicago. I just don't see the Giants played. They gave the Steelers more competition than what I thought they would, but I don't see them being able to stand up to the Bears in Chicago, and that's my take on it. What are your feelings, Greg?
I think Chicago's going to beat them because they're the Giants. Who cares about the Giants?
The Giants players' mamas, maybe.
They're from New York. 4 of them might get killed in the streets on the way to the stadium.
Well, now they've got some good players. They've got some players I wouldn't mind having on. Well, Saquon Barkley. And yeah, Saquon Barkley. I don't know.
Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley.
Mhm.
Yeah. Actually, that Jones kid, well, he might pan out. He did kind of well for him last year, but so far I do feel bad for Eli Manning. I thought Eli, when he was hot with the Giants, he did really well for him, and I don't think he got and he got him 2 Super Bowls. And I don't think he got the respect going out the door that he should have. But yeah. So, what about the Bears? Does anybody care about the Bears?
No, not really. But I'm not going to differ from you on this game because I think the Bears are going to pull it out.
Yeah, I will give the Bears credit. They got really good defense, and if Trubisky just does something, they've got a chance of winning. All right, so let's go to the second game. That's Rams at the Eagles, and I have picked the Rams, though I'm not 100% confident in this pick. I think the Rams. Well, I picked the Rams because they played well enough to win last week. The Eagles had a lead and blew it, choked against Washington in Washington. I'm not sure what I believe about these Eagles. On paper they look really good, but they just don't perform up to their potential most of the time. So, we'll see what happens. But I've got the Rams by a little bit. How about you, Greg?
I'll go against you on this one. I think the Eagles take this one. I think they right the ship. Come back. Carson Wentz has a good day. The Rams, when they were on top, Todd Gurley was running the show. He's not there anymore.
Yeah.
I don't see the Rams having a bounce back in them.
Yeah. Especially if the Eagles get up early on them. That's going to be tough. A tough road to hoe for them. Okay.
It's one of the harder games to pick of the week.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be an evenly matched game. It's one I wouldn't mind watching. Then we've got the Falcons at the Cowboys. I'll let you take this one. What do you think?
I'd rather drink turpentine and pee on a brush fire than pick the Cowboys, but they're going to win this game.
Oh, can I as soon as this live stream's over, I think I'm going to come back, grab that quote. I'm going to grab that quote and send it to Chris Powers.
Does he like the Cowboys?
Oh, he loves the Cowboys. Yeah, he's a big time Cowboy fan.
My dad was a lifelong Cowboys fan. You either root with or against your dad.
Yeah.
I was against.
Yeah, I see you, Dan. Good, glad you could join us. Greg, my buddy Greg's here with me tonight, and he's not going to know, you guys because he's not in the vinyl community. Tell you right now, I can't remember who Randall Weaver's team is. But Dan is a Canadian Packer fan and cool guy. You would like you would love to see Dan's collection of heavy metal cassettes. I bet he's got a lot of good stuff. As far as the
Most of my
Cowboys,
vinyls, yes, but I got the old-fashioned way.
yeah. Well, all right. So back to the Cowboys Falcons. You know, I don't know. Matt Ryan is an awfully good quarterback, but I just don't feel like they surround him with that much talent. Oh, Randall's a Titans fan. Okay, so we got that. Remember that when we get to the Titans game. Yeah, I'm picking the Cowboys. Not real happy about it, but I do think they've got a decent nucleus, especially on offense, and this is at home, and the Falcons just haven't shown me that they're on that level. So I'm taking the Cowboys over the Falcons as much as it pains me. Next up, we got the Panthers at the Buccaneers. And boy, this is a loaded game for me. I'm sure Greg knows why, because I hate Tom Shady. I did pick them, but just by a little bit. I still think Brady's best days are behind him. I don't think Gronkowski. We'll see if Gronkowski can hold up. I don't know if he's back to his old self or not, but and they've got some other decent weapons, so I think they've got maybe enough to handle the Panthers. But you know the Panthers do have Teddy Bridgewater, and he played exceptional for the Saints last year. So this isn't a strong pick, but it is in Tampa Bay, so I kind of went with the Buccaneers just for that. So, your thoughts, Greg?
I agree. I think Tampa Bay is going to take this one. Brady had a shaky opening week, but he's a winner. He's a proven winner. I don't like him any more than you do, really.
Yeah.
As far as being a good person-wise, but I think he's going to bounce back. I think they're going to have a good season.
Yeah.
Better than the Patriots.
Yeah, I thought about you earlier because I was watching maybe ESPN. They were showing a documentary or a special about Drew Bledsoe and his getting replaced by Tom Brady. And I remember how angry you were, and rightfully so. I mean, Bledsoe was a good quarterback for him, and he never really got a chance to. Oh, Eric Weinbender's here. All right, Eric. Now, Eric's another pack. We're loading up with Packer fans in here. We got Dan and Eric both in here, and so the Packers are being well represented. But yeah, they were showing that documentary on Drew Bledsoe, and yeah, it's kind of hard not to feel bad for him. They talked to his mom and dad, and I don't think they're fans of Tom Brady any more than maybe even more than I am, and I can't stand them. So it was kind of amusing. Yeah. So let's see here. Next up, 49ers at the Jets. This pick I'm going to relish. Yeah, I think the 49ers are going to go into the Jets on the Jets home field and give them a whooping. Yeah, Adam Gase hasn't had a clue since he became a head coach anywhere. So I don't think he's going to have a clue on how to stop that 49ers defense from killing Darnold. So, yeah, sorry Jets fans. Too bad Too bad Vinyl Richie, who's a big Jets fan, isn't in here, so he could hurt over that pick. But I'm sorry, Adam Gase is just man, he's a piece of cake. you have anything to add on the Jets misery?
No.
I'm
The
telling you.
49ers are going to kill them, and it's not even going to be close.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll save some of my Jets material for when we play them, so that I have something left. But yeah, not a Jets fan. Broncos at Steelers. I'll let you kick this one off.
I think the Steelers win this one. There's a better all-around team.
Yeah.
Denver had a defense that was on top of the world a couple seasons ago, but they've fallen heavily from that position. Last year, they struggled just to put together wins, and I don't think they're really any better this year.
Yeah, I can't see. They put up a little more fight Monday night than I thought they would, but yeah, they're not going to go into Pittsburgh and grab a win. I put this pretty much on my, high up on the league I compete in is you put confidence points, and I put a lot of confidence points on this one because I just don't see the Broncos beating the Steelers, not in Pittsburgh, and I think they would have to play a really good game to get by them in Denver. So, all right, we got
keep the
all right
Jets in Denver.
Now, Randall Weaver, we're ready for you. We got Titans at Jaguars. Now, I like the Jaguars. I like Gardner Minshew. I like I like the mustache. I like the legend behind Gardner Minshew, but yeah, they're not winning this game. The Titans are a good football team. I think going to Tannehill was the right move as long as he can stay healthy. I never had a problem with Tannehill in Miami. I never had a problem with him except that he couldn't stay healthy. And where could we go if the last couple of seasons, he didn't finish the season. We would have to go with someone else. So that was my only issue. So as long as he stays healthy, I think the Titans are one of the top teams in the AFC. I've got the Titans. Titans winning this one. What about you, Greg?
I don't think the Jaguars are going to have an answer for Tennessee. Jaguars are a good team. They're a young team, and I think
That was unexpected. Oh, wow. Okay, so while we wait for Greg to come back and finish his thoughts, here he comes. All right. There you are.
I think my tech is failing me. Yeah, I think Tennessee wins this easily. They went deep in the playoffs last year, and if it hadn't been for my Chiefs, who were coming back from 30 down on everybody, they might have won it all if they had got around my Chiefs.
Yeah, that was an impressive run the Titans went on, and I wasn't expecting them to take out the Patriots like they did. But yeah, they're a good team. They're definitely a good team. That Derrick Henry is a beast. All right, so next we got this is for the rest of the crew that's in here. We got the Lions at the Packers. And I'll be the first to admit I did the Packers wrong. I picked against them last week. I didn't think they would, they looked anemic last year on offense, only had really one wide receiver for Aaron Rodgers. They just weren't scoring like they used to. Vikings have a great defense. Thought they had a great defense. But, man, what got into Aaron Rodgers? And can I have whatever he was eating that morning? Because he came out and torched the Vikings in front of their fans. That was a statement. That was his biggest statement as was made week one was the Packers dismantling of the Vikings defense at home. That was incredible. And so I got the Packers this week against the Lions, even though much respect to the Lions. They had a hard-fought game with the Bears last week. Come on, Greg. There we go. So they had that hard-fought game with the Bears last week, but they're not going to go into Lambeau and beat the Packers. That's just not going to happen. You with me, Greg? You're froze. Yep. You're froze like the Thunder in Green Bay. Eric, Greg and I were talking about that. That pick last year was a mystery to both of us. Yeah, why would you pick a quarterback as good as the Packers were? I mean, it's not like they were terrible. They didn't have any weapons for Rodgers. So you go out and pick a quarterback first round. That made no sense. I would have been picking a running back or a wide receiver at least in the first round. Something to put around Rodgers because he's getting older. The windows for success with him are closing a little bit. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think it might be a little bit of a problem with whatever camera Greg is using, but hopefully we'll get him back here in a minute. But yeah, so I've got the Packers.
I'm seeing that here.
You're here? You're froze on my screen, and now for some reason the program has kicked you out. Here we go. I thought. Yeah. But Eric, how far did the Packers? Were the Packers in the playoffs last year? They were, weren't they?
Hang on a sec. I'm going to switch over to the PC and see if it works better.
Okay. I can't remember where the Packers. It seemed to me like you all, as I go scrambling for Green Bay Packers record last year. Oh, let's see here. (13-3). Is that right? Yeah, divisional playoffs, lost to the Seahawks. So it's not like the Packers are far off the mark. Oh, NFC Championship. That's what I was thinking. I thought you all went really deep. And my thought was, yeah, you all lost to the 49ers actually, right? And it was mainly because again, because Rodgers just doesn't have the weapons. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready, Greg. Doesn't have the weapons. Oh, that looks better. When you're ready, Greg. Doesn't have the weapons. Oh, that looks better. When you're ready, Greg. Doesn't have the weapons.
All right, we'll see if that works.
Okay. Yeah, what are your thoughts on the Lions-Packers game?
I think the Packers take it. The Lions, they were one of the Chiefs' losses last. Lions is not a joke. It's better than people think it is. They're young and they're hungry. I don't think they go beat Aaron Rodgers and the Packers.
Not in Lambeau, certainly not.
No.
Yeah. So we've got the Packers. Eric, I think I hope you forgive me for my my errant pick last week. I should have had faith in the Packers to rise up against the Vikings of all people, the dreaded Vikings. All right, so the next game on the list is the Washington football team against the Arizona Cardinals. I am not going to be picking against the Arizona Cardinals till someone beats them, because I was not expecting them to go into San Francisco and take one from the 49ers. Oh, what? You're calling the upset, Eric? They did. The Redskins did surprise me with their comeback against the Eagles. But I'm going with Arizona on this one. What were your thoughts?
Arizona should be able to beat the Washington John Does or whatever their name is this year. I live here in the middle of their fan base. It's right outside of D.C. They're the local team now. And, if you're not brave enough to stand up for your own football team's name, you're not going to win football games. Come on.
Well, I don't know. I know we got differing opinions on that. I thought it was time for them to change that name. I'm not super PC. I'm not asking for everyone to change their names, but that one, man, that was kind of, in my opinion, that one, it was time. It was time to change that one.
We disagree on that one.
Yeah, we do.
But that's okay.
Yeah, that's America. Let's see. Ravens at Texans. That's a hard one. I'll let you field this one.
I don't have a coin. I use my tobacco can. Ravens.
You really think that's that close?
I had this as the toughest game to pick this week.
Yeah, I am going Ravens, and to me they are such a tough football team. The only thing that gave me hesitation was it's not in Baltimore; it's in Houston. Houston, sometimes, they beat the people they're supposed to beat, but sometimes you got to win those games that you're not supposed to win, or that are kind of close. And to me, I don't know. I've seen a whole lot of big wins against teams that they shouldn't beat, and I think the Ravens are I don't know. They're really tough, and Lamar Jackson, historically, I have not cared for running quarterbacks. And that because of our time posting on NFL message boards, and like my infamous what did I call it, the indisputable truth about Michael Vick, where I caused all the havoc with the Vick lovers, and I stand by all that. Most of the time, running quarterbacks rely too much on their feet and not enough, and don't have the skill to be able to Hey, Eric, glad you could stop by. Yeah, give Veronica a hug for me. So, I still say you've got to be able to beat defenses with your arm, and that means being able to consistently get a football team down the field, making throws, especially on second and long, third and long, and beat defenses when they know you're going to throw the ball. Never had a problem with Vic's abilities as far as athletically. I mean, he had a rocket of an arm, but if you noticed, every ball that come off of his hand looked like it was Nerf ball that he was slinging as hard as he could. But I think the difference with him and Lamar Jackson is Lamar's ability as a thrower. I'm seeing him make different styles of throws. I'm seeing him be able to pull off and put touch on the ball. But the thing that I've keyed in on that I think tells the big story is his passing percentage went up like 8 or 9 points from his rookie year to his second year. And his completion percentage went from the high 50s to the high 60s. And to me, that's how you can tell that a football player is becoming better as a passer. And so I think he's going to be hard to beat. He might be everything that Vic never was, as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, I'm taking the Ravens. I think that, and I probably will until someone shows me they can beat them, or until they beat the Chiefs. So
Lamar Jackson's not Michael Vick. Although you maybe miss an opportunity here. If you don't make fun of Michael Vick, you may get a Cruella de Vil endorsement,
Yeah, Randall, it's Michael Vick irked me too many times with that. What was worse, even I wouldn't say it was worse. The thing with the dogs really bugged me because I'm an animal lover. But what really irked me was when he got out and his team, when he joined the Eagles, and they had the nerve to give him some kind of courage award. And I'm thinking, no, you bit off that yourself. You were the one that got yourself in trouble. And then Vic made some statements about, well, nobody's been through what I've been through. Well, right, because we don't do that kind of crap, So don't pat yourself on the back because you've been through adversity when the adversity that you're facing is due to the crimes that you've committed against animals, So don't let me get started too much on him. I hope he's gotten his life together. I've seen him since then, and hopefully, from what I understand, he's doing a lot of work with kids and trying to explain, his past and not to do that. And that's great, but it's going to be hard for a lot of us to forget what he's done. Where am I on this list? Oh, here we go. I'll let you field this one. We got the Chiefs at the Chargers.
I'm never my Chiefs. We're gunning for that 72 Dolphins record this year.
Whoa, big words. Those are such big words. We'll see. Right now, they've been gunning. People have been gunning at that perfect record since 1972.
What they say, including last year in the playoffs, we're on a 9 or 10 game winning streak right now.
It's a nice little streak that you got going there. It's not.
I don't think it's probable. I don't think it's
not
probable.
It's not from one end of the season to the other. That's the only way you get to Perfectville.
Sure.
and people have tried it. And Patriots, the Cheatriots nearly cheated their way to it once. But there's still only one resident in Perfectville. It's a city that's aqua and orange.
That's the Chargers.
Huh?
Chargers.
Randall, you picking
Chargers
the
may be
Chargers?
in a new city, but they're still the Chargers. They're terrible.
I will say this. The Chargers do have the best uniforms. Yeah, they have the best uniforms in the NFL. Until we go back to actually being aqua and orange instead of this crazy blue that they've got us in. Yeah, we've got the coolest retro uniforms. Easily. But the Chargers do have the best uniforms. I'm picking the Chiefs. I mean, that's, Ric Flair said it best. In order to be the man, you got to beat the man. And the Chiefs right now are the man. I'll give you that, Greg. They are the champs. So, and I have no reason to believe that they won't be better this year than they were last year, especially if what is that new rookie running back? Edwards-Helaire, is that his name?
It's a hyphenated something Hilaire. I can't remember his other hyphenated part.
I think it's Edwards-Helaire, and I think the H on Helaire is silent. If I remember right, I think I heard someone say that.
Like Bobby Ader.
Yeah, there you go. Well, there's a name I hadn't thought about in a while. Yeah, but Edwards-Helaire, I've got him. They did something unusual this past year with Madden. They had a rookie. They had some. They used in the MUT section of Madden. You kind of build your teams. You get cards, and they have skill levels set. And they gave you an opportunity to pick up rookies, certain rookies out of the draft class, and these particular cards would carry over to this year. And as cards were put out on those players this year, their levels would rise as the other cards were put out to match. And so the two I went after and got were Edwards-Helaire and Chase Young from the Washington team. And I just, those were, I thought you need a good running back, and you need, and I like edge rushers. So, Chase Young kind of reminds me a little bit of Jason Taylor and Cam Wake, the kind of guys that I like to watch coming off the edge. I wish he were a Dolphin, but that's not the case. So anyway, that's getting off topic, isn't it? Did I say who I was picking? The Chiefs, right? Randall's picking the Chargers upset. That is a bold pick, Randall. That is a bold pick. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't see them doing it with Tyrod Taylor at quarterback. They might have a few weapons on the team, but there's a reason Taylor is is with the Chargers, and that's because he didn't pan out with the Bills, and they needed a quarterback. So, yeah, and I don't. As good as the Chargers look in their new unis, I'm not thinking they're going to do a whole lot this year. Could be wrong. Quarterback's only one position. Maybe they'll do something, but I'm not seeing that one. So, all right, now here's another loaded game. the Sunday night game is the Patriots at Seahawks. And I'm not exactly the most unbiased person when it comes to the Patriots. So, but I am picking the Seahawks. It's in Seattle. I think the Seahawks are an excellent team. I don't think that the Patriots are what they used to be. And what worked with Cam Newton last week against a rebuilding Dolphins team might not work against the well-coached Seattle Seahawks team this week. So I'm taking the Seahawks. What you think?
I agree. I'm taking the Seahawks over the Patriots. The Patriots without Tom Brady are just the poor imitation of they were. And Gronkowski really was the cog that made him go around, and he was already gone. Now with both of them gone, Edelman can't do it all by himself. And the Seahawks they're well coached, bad as you hate to admit that, with the next Jets coach. Wilson's a good quarterback. I don't think New England's going to beat him.
No, I think that's a pretty solid take on that game. And then the Monday night football game, the New Orleans Saints at the Las Vegas Raiders. That team moves
That makes me laugh
around.
almost as much as Washington football team. But there's no love for the Raiders here.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
But there's no love for the Raiders here.
Yeah. I picked the Saints. I think that the Saints are as dangerous a team as there is in the NFC. Drew Brees hasn't shown me any signs of slowing down yet. And I'm not quite certain Gruden's got it going yet in Las Vegas. David Carr is still the quarterback there. He's okay, but I don't know what the Raiders have got that should scare the Saints. So I'm taking the Saints.
Yeah, Drew Brees, and who's the receiver there? He was like league leader last year, I think, in yards. Can't call his name.
Oh, now repeat that again.
Who's the Saints receiver? Didn't he lead the league?
Is it Michael Thomas?
Michael Thomas. It's just too much firepower. And Gruden's a good coach. I hate to admit that, and I hate that he's in Oakland because I like Gruden, but he's the enemy now that he's in Oakland. But I think New Orleans can beat him.
Yeah. Well, now you can pick on Randall about his age too, because he's showing it with his Daryl LaMonica and Fred Blitnikoff references in the comments.
I'm old. That's before my day. That's back in your day, Dale. Anybody who doesn't know, I went to college with Dale. He's the only student in college that had a walker.
Oh my goodness! I mean, the Raiders. That was back from time when they picked silver and black because those were the only colors that would show up on the TVs, right? Jake, if you don't, I'm having.
You've seen the black hole. I mean, is Vegas not the perfect landing strip for them? Come on.
Oh, there's no doubt. Daryl LaMonica could definitely throw the long ball. There's no doubt about that. I kind of came in on the tail end of. Matter of fact, I think most of what I know about Daryl LaMonica I learned from NFL Films. I think Stabler had already, because I started watching in '75, and I think Stabler. I know Stabler was already the quarterback, and yeah, because I
was watching in '75. Looney Tunes.
Huh?
You know what I was watching in '75? Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Those were the days, though. I loved, and I was an NFL films junkie even back then. Uh, they would you couldn't find it that often. Mainly, like they would put it on like Saturday mornings or um, sometimes late at night. I think once ESPN got going, then they started showing it a little more. But yeah, and I always tried to catch NFL Game of the Week, which was an NFL film show. Started watching football in 1970. And probably I was watching Ultraman and Speed Racer in 1970, and probably the 68 Batman show.
In 1970, I was exiting the womb.
But you're talking about John Facenda. That's how much of an NFL junk films junkie I have. I have a soundtrack to NFL films. John Facenda was, they referred to him as the voice of God. And then Sam Spence wrote all of those classic NFL film musical pieces, like The Autumn Wind Blows or something like that. I love that stuff.
Chilling Championship.
Yeah. And I would, in fact, I often break out that CD when I'm doing an NFL draft online to get me in the mood, make me feel like football's in the air. I love that stuff.
I need to order me a replica Chiefs ring for that same reason, so I can put it on during the drafts. Intimidate my opponents, ask if they want to kiss the ring. Of course, I need to make it to the draft first.
Yeah. I tell you what, I miss those days. I remember the 70s very fondly. That was a time period where we beat the Bills every single time we played them. Set an NFL record. We beat the Bills every single game in the 1970s. 20 straight times.
Wow.
I don't think anybody will ever equal that. And when it finally happened in 1980, I think the Bills beat the Dolphins, I nearly cried. Because I would always go look at the schedule and see the two Bills games. There's one win, there's another win. And that was even when they had O.J. Simpson. I mean, that we would just beat them. We owned them. Lynn Dawson's Super Bowl win. Oh yeah, my first Super Bowl watching was Super Bowl 10. It was when the Steelers beat the Cowboys, and Lynn Swann was making all those insane highlight reel catches. And no, I'm not. I'm actually from Danville, Kentucky. A buddy of mine across the street was a Dolphins fan. I don't know if it was because they had won the Super Bowls and he had jumped on the bandwagon, but he was a Dolphins fan. He introduced me to football, even taught me how to throw a football. And so I started watching the Dolphins. And about that time in third grade, my English teacher, homeroom teacher, she noticed that I was squinting a lot. And so I ended up getting glasses. And then, of course, in 77, Bob Greasy became the first quarterback to wear glasses on the football field. And after that, Bob Greasy is still to this day, my favorite football player of all time. What about the Bengals? I guess I gravitated to the Dolphins first. Never really thought about it regionally because I was only in 75. I'd only been 9 years old. But now I will tell you, I've seen the Dolphins and the Bengals play twice. Once was in 77, and the Bengals beat the Dolphins. It was a duel between Ken Anderson and Bob Greasy. And Ken Anderson, man, the Bengals, I'll give them credit. It was a close game, but Anderson called for a flea flicker. So he handed it off to the running back. The running back turned around, pitched the ball back to him, and Anderson hit a streaking Isaac Curtis down the sideline. And that was the game-winning score. And then I saw them again around, was it 94 or 95, somewhere in there. It was, I believe it was Shula Bowl 2. And it was another close game, only this time Dan Marino led a last-minute drive for a touchdown to win the game. And I've been to I've only been to one other Bengals game. That was with my stepdad back in the 80s, and we went and saw his Steelers beat the Bengals. All the other games I've seen, which is 2, were both up in Indianapolis. Saw the Dolphins beat the Colts, and then I went with a friend to see the Chargers beat the. I can't remember who won that game. I think the Chargers won that game. Chargers beat the Colts. So that's all of my. I haven't been to a. Wow, it's been 25 years since I've been to an NFL game. You saw your first game there in Washington, right?
I went 3 times when the Chiefs played the Redskins, and Chiefs won all 3 of them. Lucky as it would be.
See, that's why it's good to be that close to a bad team, so you can watch your team come in and beat them every time they come in to play.
The last time we went, the Chiefs and the Redskins, both terrible teams that year, awful records, sub 500. We went online, found the tickets on StubHub, and paid $25 a ticket for them. They were just trying. It was last minute, and I went in and said, "I wonder if I can find a ticket." And somebody unloaded me 4 tickets at $25 a piece. And then we got to the stadium and pulled up front, and the guy was like $50 to park, and it was like the grass right against the stadium, like prime up front parking. And I'm like, I only paid $25 for the tickets. You understand? This is Washington, Kansas City. I'm not paying you $50 for parking, dude. And he said, "What do you give me?" I said, "I'll give you 20." He's like, "Oh, fine, but I got to feed my family." And I'm like, whatever. So $20, we parked right against the stadium door. It was like a 50-yard walk to the door. And $25 a ticket. That was pretty sweet.
Wow, that's a pretty good deal. 3 or 4 Titans games? What was Titans win them all? But yeah, so I as much as I like, it was fun to go to games. I don't know. Yeah, well, that's one thing. You're right, Randall. It is like making an investment to go to a game. And it's so expensive, but I'd rather almost sit on my couch and watch them. Yeah, I mean the game that I went one in Cincinnati with where Dan Marino won the game. They were nosebleed seats, and we nearly got beer dumped on us, and yeah, with my vision, I'd rather sit in front of my big TV. It's a lot easier for me to see. And you don't have to worry about some crazy fan deciding to jump you because your team beat theirs. And you got to see Peyton Manning play. That's cool. That That's a good matchup. Titans back then against Peyton Manning. That's really cool. Yeah, and then so this week, I forgot to write it down. I think we've got, unfortunately, here the local game showing is early games are Steelers Broncos and Vikings Colts. Now, which one of those would you watch? I'm not really excited about either one. Watch the Broncos get beat down, or I don't know. I just don't see. Did we talk about the Vikings Colts game?
Nope.
I missed that one.
We didn't talk about your team either.
Well, what did I do? Did I jump? All right. Well, let's hit that. Anybody watching this, they're going to have to watch the whole live stream. Yeah, Vikings at Colts, man. Vikings, I think, just one bad game on defense. I'm not going to ride that defense off. Jake, move, buddy. I've got a goofy cat sitting down here. Come here. Come out of there. Thank you. He's trying to sit on my modem. He's going to make it burn up by blocking all the vent holes. Anyway, yeah, the Vikings, I'm not going to write their defense off yet. And, Philip Rivers, I think it'll take him a while. And I don't know that he's got a while, really, to settle in and be a good quarterback there. He's going to have to prove something to me, because even with the Chargers, which was the team that he'd been with forever last year, I always regretted picking them because they always managed to goof it up. So I'm going with the Vikings on that game. What are your thoughts?
I took the Vikings on that one as well. Part of that's just my pure hatred of Philip Rivers. I can't stand him. He's a smug, arrogant punk, and I don't like him. The line, the Vegas line has Indianapolis by 5.5 or something like that. But I like Minnesota. I think they were a good team last year. I think they can figure out how to win this.
Okay, so the next question is, who would win in a smug, arrogant punk contest? Philip Rivers or David Lee Roth?
Philip Rivers.
Oh, wow.
No question.
No question over
No
David
question.
Lee Roth.
I kind of like David Lee Roth.
I like David Lee Roth too, but
he was arrogant. But I'm a Kiss fan. Do they come any more arrogant than Gene Simmons? Come on.
So Philip Rivers versus Gene Simmons. Who wins that battle of the egos?
Gene Simmons is arrogant in a bit of an aloof kind of way. Phil Rivers is just arrogant because he thinks he is the best at everything.
Okay.
I don't know. I never did like him. Same. I think of him like I think of Elway. I never liked Elway. I always thought Elway was smug.
I'm trying to think if I felt that same way about Elway. And Elway never really bothered me as far as his attitude.
And great football player. I mean, not to take anything away from that. I just didn't like the guy.
Yeah. He had an incredible arm.
Mm-hmm.
But
Shannon Sharp, one of the best tight ends ever. He played for Denver. I couldn't stand him. But
I actually have some sympathy for Shannon Sharp these days.
Just because he does a show with a guy who's worse than he is.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't stand what's his name? Skip Bayless. Oh man, what an insufferable human being. Oh my gosh. I can't stand Skip Bayless. Whew. I was watching a clip earlier where Charles Barkley was talking about, if I get a disease and I'm dying, then you all should get Skip Bayless in here and I'll kill him on live TV. He said, only if I'm dying, because I don't want to go to jail.
There are people I felt that way about. I think if I ever have terminal cancer, I'd take them out as just good to humanity.
But yeah, so I took it that I don't know where Charles Barkley and Skip Bayless fell out, but boy, I thought that was it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. And Dan Patrick didn't blink. That was the show. He was on Dan Patrick's show, and Dan Patrick was kind of like, well, that'd make good TV.
Yeah, and ironically, I didn't care for Barkley when he was playing. I found him to be a little arrogant, but I've mellowed on Barkley. I like Barkley okay now. He makes me laugh some.
Oh yeah, sometimes I shake my head at some of the things he says or does, but then there are other times I think, well, he's right on point.
Yeah,
and boy, does he not have great chemistry with Shaquille O'Neal. That's fun to watch, even if you're not in the NBA basketball. Just watching the two of them go at it on the NBA Today or whatever that show, Inside the NBA. That's fun. That's fun. But yeah, how did we get off on that tangent? We were talking about the arrogance of Philip Rivers, who I really can't stand and don't know, to me, why don't you win a few games, buddy, and then then get arrogant about it. He's like, yeah, all right. And we didn't talk Bills Dolphins. We can't skip my favorite team. And,
we're talking about the 80s when y'all beat the Bills for a decade.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to do that this week.
Oh. And how? Why is that?
Bills have a good defense. Miami didn't play very well last week. I got to take the Bills on this one. I'm sorry.
I don't blame you. If I were not a Dolphins fan, I might be taking the Bills too. But I gotta hope Fitzpatrick bounces back. I mean, when he's good, he is good.
Hey, if you didn't pick the Dolphins, I'd be disappointed in you.
He did beat the Patriots in New England late last season. And I know you know that because it gave you all home field advantage. And so I'm not going to give up on them on one game. And I know it's a process. I know the Bills are a tough team. Man, they got some defensive backs. But yeah, I'm not really sold on them as far as coming into Miami. Yeah, I'll take my Dolphins. And I need to see more. I need to see more out of the Bills quarterback. What's his name?
No idea.
All right. I think I made my point. The
Bills' defense is what's winning games for them.
Yeah. So I think we got a shot at it. It's in our home field, and these guys seem to play for Coach Forrest. So I'm sticking with my Dolphins. And so I wonder, did that? I can't think of any other. I got my little sheet here.
I marked them all off.
Oh, okay.
Bengals Browns already played.
Huh?
Bengals Browns already played.
Yeah. I really wasn't surprised at that outcome. That could have gone either way. But I now can the Browns keep up that kind of momentum next week? And so next week, the Dolphins and Jaguars will be playing on Thanksgiving on Thursday, and I can tell you I'll be picking my Dolphins for that game too.
I probably won't. I hope I'm wrong because I'm your friend and I'd like to see your Dolphins do good. I always root for your Dolphins, man, unless they're playing the Chiefs.
Yeah, same way. It goes the same way. I like to see the Chiefs do good. I like the Chiefs. In the last 2 years, when I've been playing Madden in my Mutt League, I've been building teams. Well, Dolphins because I like them, and the Chiefs because they're good. So my teams look like a hodgepodge of. Hey, Randall, thanks for coming in, man, and talking with.
I like Green Bay in the NFC. Not as well since Favre left, but with Favre there, they were kind of my NFC team.
Yeah. I've always had a soft spot for the Packers. Of course, I was a fan of Favre. And of course, probably one of my all-time favorite non-Dolphins was Reggie White. Man, he was such a great defensive end. Love that power move of his. He could bull you off the line, or sometimes he was incredibly athletic and make you look silly out there too. He was a great defensive end.
Yeah, a good Christian man to boot.
Yeah. I so sad that he's not with us. He should still be with us. Think about him and Walter Payton. They are sorely missed when we are always hearing from older players in the league. I kind of wish Reggie White and Walter Payton were voices that we could still hear. I don't know how much were you very aware of Walter Payton?
Not really. I probably started watching the NFL in the twilight of his career and never thought much about the Bears. So I kind of was aware of who he was, but just barely. He was stepping away about the time I came in.
Yeah. Whereas I know you were deep in football when Reggie was playing.
Yeah, I liked Reggie. He's one of the reasons I like the Packers as well.
All right. So what do you got? What do you get to watch tomorrow?
I have no idea.
They always show the Redskins?
Yeah. I got the NFL app on my phone. We cut everything. We used to have like Hulu and Netflix and stuff. We cut TV off a long time ago. So
okay.
Whatever the NFL network they show on the phone or tablet or whatever's local in your area. So I'm not sure what'll be aired. I'll check, and if the Chiefs are on, I'll watch it. If they're not on, I may not watch anything.
When I was getting cable that had NFL Network, and do you all get the NFL Red Zone?
No.
Well, NFL Network's not bad. They're kind of always running through the highlights all day long.
Yeah, I like that. When we turn DirecTV off, we don't have it.
Yeah. NFL Red Zone, I used to watch it because they would jump from game to game as people would get in the scoring position, and they never show the Dolphins in this market. This is Bengals Colts market.
Yeah, we get Redskins, and if they're not on, then we get either Ravens, Steelers, or Titans. They're the next closest team.
Well, I would have thought you'd get a lot of Carolina Panthers.
We do get some Carolina, too. I forgot about them.
Yeah. Well, I wonder how good they'll be this year. I'd like to see Teddy Bridgewater do well, but I don't know too many other players on their team right now.
He's from Louisville, isn't he? He's a Louisville grad.
He and Lamar Jackson both were Louisville quarterbacks. And then we've got, on our team, we've got Devontae Parker, who was a wide receiver at Louisville. And we just picked up, now I'm going to blank on his name. We picked up a UK kid. And I think he's a wide out, but I can't remember. Oh, Bowden. Can't remember his first name. His last name's Bowden. Rookie. So he played with the UK last year. But all right. Well, I think we've covered a lot. Anything else on your mind?
No. I got to try to work out a better camera angle, and it seemed to work better on the computer than on my phone. So
yeah, I think the computer worked out a lot better.
So now I just got to figure out some logistics of where to move my camera. So if we do it again,
you got to get some Chief stuff behind you.
Yeah.
Tell Katie that you're going to have to take over the bedroom with Chief's paraphernalia.
I started to go downstairs to my old man cave. It has Chief stuff all over the walls.
Oh, there you go. That would be a great spot.
But everything's up here now, so all the computer equipment. So that would have just worked with my phone.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, let me click out of the broadcast, and I think we can still talk for a minute in the what do they call that? The
green room.
Yeah. I think we can talk
backstage.
Let me click off here, folks. Glad you could join us for this. If you've watched it and you've watched it all the way to the end, give me some kind of indication about Greg, and let's encourage him to keep doing this with me. So leave Greg lots of great comments, and we'll try to keep doing this each week, and maybe we can add some more folks to the party. And so thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon. Peace.